Hello, Bigfoot enthusiast. Scott here from Squatch America.
And Hannah, domestic goddess, she could. And Hannah, domestic goddess, chief cook, and Johnny Mama here in the paddy wagon on this rainy afternoon.
Yes, it's raining here in Texas. Texas. I don't know. I'm off tonight. Okay. So, and hello to our Squatch Americans out there.
Hi, yes.
Hi, Mark from down in Australia way, and Henry.
Henry's got a lot going on in the chat tonight.
Yeah.
Michelle, happy retirement to Renee.
Yeah, happy retirement to Renee.
And who else? Galen from Baker City, welcome. And David Boothroyd, who used to be from the Tri-Cities, Washington, and then he moved over to that hellscape in the Portland area. But
okay, we may be experiencing some little outages once in a while. I just noticed that little blip. That's because we're in a forest and it's kind of, there's thunder and lightning happening out there, and we're using the best. Hey, and Scott.
And Cindy.
And Cindy. Hi, y'all. All right. So we've got a big announcement tonight.
Dale. Hi, Cousin Dale.
Hi, Cousin Dale. Yeah, and then we got a big announcement tonight. So shall we get into this thing if I can push the right buttons? It would be this button.
All the bells and
I'm
buttons.
pushing all the, yeah. You stole that. All right.
Squatch America, we're on the trail, chasing down a mystery through the rain and hail, with a knock on a tree and a howl in the night. With Squatch America, gonna get it right.
So here we are.
Here we are. Do I break into like a Manilow anthem with
that?
No,
please, no Manilow. Manilow is not allowed.
Manilow is on my, I think every playlist I have, I got some Manilow.
Hi, Lee, and it's raining in Wisconsin also.
And in Idaho.
And it's raining everywhere. Is it raining in Maine, Dale? I don't know. So, well, yesterday was a travel day for us, and which is unusual. We've had a couple of travel days on Wednesdays recently.
That's our typical travel
That's our
day.
typical. Words are not words.
Are we tripping tonight?
We're tripping tonight. So.
Oh, Dale, you can have all that snow. Yeah, you can just keep that.
Yeah. No, let's not do that. Renee says it's beautiful in Hermiston type Oregon, so it's always, well.
Oh, by this time of year, yeah.
I was going to say it's usually pretty hot and sunny there.
See, in Baker, you got to wait till the snow goes above the tree line for it to be beautiful.
And Galen said it snowed this morning in Baker City, Oregon, so. That's kind of typical. Baker's pretty high up. They're sitting at like 3,000 feet. So they get a lot of cold weather in the wintertime and spring. But it's weird. It can be hot one day.
And Mark Down Under is in autumn metal season.
Yeah.
Metal season is what scrapes away everything that no longer serves you.
All right.
Cool. Hi, Janice. How's the weather over in Sherwood? I think that's, or wherever you are.
Somewhere over there. It's raining there because it always rains. In it's the Willamette Valley. It always rains. Back in Willamette Valley, you don't suntan, you rust.
Yes. And Michelle is having some lovely weather in Northern California and Southern, like Northern California, Southern Oregon. Yep. Rainy and Oregon is the only place that can be rainy and sunny at the same time.
Or Scott says it was nice, but you know, he's in the Grants Pass area of Oregon, and it's the weather. They have a big sign in Grants Pass when you drive into town. They have this big banner over top of the road, and it says, "It's the weather." It's supposed to be nice there all the time, apparently. It has not been my
Experience.
experience. Yeah.
No.
So I was talking about travel days, and so we traveled yesterday, and something we've never showed you guys, and this is the big top secret we're going to break loose tonight. We're going to show you some of us,
Some of us.
some of us doing some things.
I hope
So
you didn't get a picture of my backside.
we did. Okay, here we go. So here's what happened yesterday, and we're going to show you what we did. All right, that's what happens on our travel days, kind of, sort of.
You made it look so smooth and uneventful.
It usually isn't. So
It was surprisingly smooth and uneventful yesterday. Mark says, first of all, hello, Tennessee. Neither one of us can talk tonight. TKB, we got Doc Ock in the house. And Mark says, you're no fun, Scott. You backed out like a champ. I love watching the antics of some drivers on boat ramps.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious.
Oh Lord, the boat we were behind the other day.
Oh my gosh, it was horrible.
Yes, it can be entertaining, and here's the thing: one of our favorite activities is when we've been sitting in a place for a little while. We love watching new people back up and park. It's like,
and Scott said it doesn't. What?
It doesn't look like you traveled far over
one spot. No, we actually traveled
about 4 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours?
3 hours drive. We just showed us parking. I didn't film us packing up and leaving. We went from Lake Texoma area, and then we're now back in Lake Tawakoni. And I'm going to give you a little clue. We pulled into this site here for a reason, because we kind of picked it.
We picked it
because of this. Here we go. Yeah, it's a beautiful spot. And so should we tell them?
I don't know. I think I would rather make another announcement. It's almost time for a commercial. In fact, why don't you play the commercial?
Why would I do that?
Because I know it's killing you. Play the commercial.
Introducing Squatch Off, the all-natural bug spray made for Bigfoot hunters and outdoor adventurers, formulated to disrupt insect hormones, making you invisible to pests. No harsh chemicals, just nature working for you. Repel the bugs, not the Bigfoot. Stay bite-free, naturally. Join our Indiegogo campaign today.
Okay, so with that, I would just want to, I'm just talking to you, Doc Ock, because you said you were going to. We are now 2 weeks away from our Squatch Off campaign ending. And when you back our campaign, that is, you go to squatchamerica.com and click through to the Indiegogo site and you back us for 1, 2, 4, 6, or 10 bottles of Squatch Off. That does not mean you're donating anything. It means you're going to get the bottles of Squatch Off.
Yeah.
In fact, behind this curtain, we have a whole assembly line of bottles. And he's even got some surprise merch that none of you know about. And you're not going to know about until probably Wisconsin. Correct?
Probably.
Okay. Anyway, but y'all, you got 2 more weeks to get on the ground floor of Squatch Off. And the more we test it and the more we run it through analyses, the more we realize how much it is good to defend your sweet baby like chickases.
Yeah.
And I feel you, Doc. You have no idea how much I feel you. So I get it. But I want to just shout out, we have 14 backers. We are at 30% funding right now. And we are getting ready to send. I thought we wouldn't be sending it out until May, but we will be sending it out to our backers by the end of April. So should be in plenty of time for bug season. So I want to thank Lee Warner. You need to play Clappy Claps.
Oh
Do we
my
have
gosh.
Clappy Claps?
We're going to have so many of them though.
Well, not all of them are on here, but
okay.
So play a Clappy Clap for Lee Warner.
Let's see. I got to find it.
There's a super chat. Yes, and Dustin Violet, which is ours, he has to. We forced him.
Yeah.
Katie Hazen, who's also ours.
Our daughter,
But
so we forced her to.
Renee McCoy.
Oh boy.
And Janice Daughtry. And Stacy May. And my friend Mary Serico, who's not on. She didn't watch the show, but she bought some Michelle Brothers. And our friend Peggy, who is the wife of Tom Seawood.
Tom Seawood, yeah.
So I know she's not on tonight. My friend Vicky Jankowski, my friend Noel Nelson, Terry Stevens, who may or may not be on, but he's a Squatch America. And my yoga peep, Patty Romero, who's also from Texas. And someone brand new tonight. I don't know where she came from because I don't know. She's probably going to, if she sees it, she's going to say, what, you don't remember? But Lisa Walker bought the Squatchy Adventure Bundle. So she's getting 6 bottles and a whole pile of extra stuff. And I am just so excited, but she's not a Facebook friend and she's not in the Wild Squatches Facebook group and she's not a follower of Wild Squatch Wellness on Facebook. Maybe she's in the Squatch America group, but she's on my email list. So anyway, so she pushed us from 25 to 30% funding. And so I'm just absolutely tickled pink.
Yep. Well, and we thank you all.
Yes. And you got 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks.
So there. Now can we tell them the thing?
Oh, for crying out loud. Then what are we going to do with the rest of the hour?
Talk.
Okay. All right.
So I know Lee nailed it. Where did she go?
Hi, Daniel.
Uh,
It's right there.
there it is. Yes, we have rented a
Leased.
leased.
It's more binding than a rent.
Yeah, a seasonal campsite. So that's the campsite we just backed into and showed you. That's on Lake Tawakoni. It's right across the road, right over there. Catfish capital of Texas, by the way. So, and I
And
saw some,
possibly the alligator capital.
yeah, and it has 400 alligators in this lake.
We've heard them.
Yeah, but we just leased this for a year, so we can be here until April 1st of next year. That's when our checkout sign says on our campsite here. So why did we do this, Hannah?
Because the world is unstable.
No.
No. Well, here's the thing. So actually, we're coming up on
Almost 6 years.
No, 5 years ago this month.
It's 5 years.
5 years ago this month, my school district. It was the year where everything locked down and we all went off. Teachers and students went off on spring break in March and never came back to school. And in April, it became apparent that our jobs were not going forward, and so that was when we said, "F it all! We're going to sell everything and take our RV, and we're going to do the Bigfoot thing." Just like we wanted to when he retired, and he officially retired 3 months ago. So the retirement plan happened 5 years early, and that's exactly what we did. We jumped in the RV, and we have been RVing now and Bigfooting in the RV for 5 solid years. We've crisscrossed the country. I've lost count now.
Yeah.
5, 6.
So
I
yeah.
don't know.
So I think Henry said something. Asked us about something about camping.
Twin Oaks. No, we are members of Thousand Trails.
No, we are members of a thing called Thousand Trails, which is a national a national campsite place. They have over 200 campgrounds all over the United States, and
we've probably been to 50 of them.
Yeah, we probably at least. So we paid into it years ago, and we bought it's like a timeshare, almost like a thing. So you pay into it, and then you have to pay a yearly fee, which is what,
I don't know. Well, anyway,
so you pay your yearly fee, and then you can stay at any of the campgrounds for 3 weeks at a time. And that's some kind of weird law. So if you stay 4 weeks, it's renting. I don't know the rules, but
you can't rent it month to month, basically.
Yeah, you can't rent it month to month. So
because that would make it an RV park and not a campground.
That's what it was, and make it an RV park and not a campground. So there are campgrounds you can stay 3 weeks at a time. So for the last 5 years, we've lived mostly 3 weeks at a time. There's been a couple of things where we've done other things, but mostly we've lived 3 weeks at a time. So we're like 3 weeks at this campground, and then we can go directly to the next one and spend 3 weeks. But the thing is, we don't have to pay anything, for the campsites. So that's how, other than our yearly fee and that big amount of money we paid to join the club. So we've done that for 5 years. We've been 3 weeks at a time, our lives.
Minus the times that we were rebuilding your mother's house.
Yeah. Lot docking at Dale's house and stuff like that.
Camping.
And work camping. We've done that a couple times, but other than that, we've spent most of our time living 3 weeks at a time. So why did we pick here to sort of settle down?
Well, we've come back to this camp. I think this is
one of our favorites.
This is the 5th time we've been here.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite campgrounds. It's in just east of Dallas. Lake Tawakoni is. There's a lot of Bigfoot stuff around this area. We're 90 miles east of us is Falk, Arkansas. You know, um, the area around here, you know, you just go a few miles east of here and you're in these swamplands of Louisiana. So
You could have a cattle critter anyway.
yeah, cattle, the famous cattle critter from Cattle Lakes just up the road here. The Sabine thing from the Sabine River. We're in the Sabine River Valley right now. That's where we're at. You know, so there's a lot of Bigfoot stuff here. So we got the Falcon Monster, Sabine thing, cattle critter,
Bucky.
Bucky. We're not too far from Bucky. Bucky Bigfoot. So we picked this area for not just one reason. There's another reason we picked it because we love Texas, and one of the reasons we love Texas is this.
Texas isn't a state, it's a final boss. It's bigger than every European country, except Russia. So next time someone brags about their Euro trip, remind them, Texas could eat their entire country for breakfast and still have room for Buc-ee's.
That's one reason.
It's such a guy thing.
Yeah. And another one is, as far as the United States go, it's kind of central where we're at.
So South Central
A little bit. So
I think dead center was what, the middle of Kansas?
Yeah.
We're not going to go to the middle of Kansas.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't think we've even driven through Kansas at this point.
Yeah. And Cindy says, heck yeah, I'm just down the road.
When you're not in Idaho.
Yeah. Yeah. She's just right down here. So this is our, this is going to be our kind of home base
for the next year.
Yeah. So we can get all the new products and stuff off the ground, and we're central. So if we get reports and things like that, if we need to go dash any direction, we're actually kind of more central in the United States, so we can just go. So that was another thing we liked about this area.
Janice wants to know, is this a different spot than we were talking about a few weeks ago? It's the same campground, but it's a different spot than we were camped.
Yeah.
But it's got that view of the lake.
Yeah. So with
Hi, Paul from New Mexico.
Hey, yeah. Hi, Paul. So yeah, so this campground has like several they're called permanent sites. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, they have several annual sites, so you can walk around the campground and say, pick out the one you want, the ones that are open, you know. So we picked this one out
about a month ago.
About a month ago. We came in, picked it out, did all the paperwork and stuff, and then the weird, stupid rules that they have for campgrounds, which is odd, is we couldn't just pull from that campsite we were on over there to this campsite over here. You have to actually leave the campground for 7 days and come back. So we actually left for like 2 weeks, and then we came back. So we went to the other Thousand Trails just up the road. It's a couple 100 miles from here, Lake Texoma.
Yeah. So let's see. Lee said when we did this 5 years early, she said God's plan sped you up. And you know what? I actually believe that. And I have, after almost 28 years of marriage, darling, after almost 28 years of marriage, I have noticed a pattern in our lives that, you know, we talk a big game and we try to do things in a nice, orderly fashion, but what always seems to happen is something upends our apple cart, and then we just have to jump off the cliff and do it. And somehow we've always landed on our feet, or at least in the water, sputtering, and trying not to drown. But anyway, we're still here.
Yes. Oh, my buddy Scott. Yes. We're in Texas, Scott.
That's all we need to say.
That's all I need to say. You're in Texas.
Do you need a gun range here?
Not really, but no, we're definitely in Texas. Hell, you can buy ammo from the hardware store here, so, and they got tons of it. So, but
Let's be honest. In Emory, you can buy anything at the hardware store.
that's
Just buy
another thing.
buy a new couch. if you
Hooten's
want.
Hardware Store here in Emory, Texas. That's the nearest big town that we're big-ish. It's what, a couple hundred people, but the hardware
Let's
store
see, I
there is
think
amazing.
actually Emory, I believe, is about 4,000 people.
Yeah. So yes, we Linda wants to know if we're going to come to Oregon. Yes, we have family in Oregon, so we are most definitely coming back to Oregon. In fact,
At some point.
In fact, we're planning to head there and do a little loop around Oregon and Idaho in November and December. I know, dumb time to do that.
Well, it's not as bad as January, February.
Yeah, we may jump that up depending on what happened in our lives. Maybe a little sooner,
Maybe a little later.
maybe
Who
a
knows?
little later. We don't know. So,
Yep.
but the battle plan right now is to go spend at least Thanksgiving with her mom in Grants Pass, and then Christmas with our kids, which are in Boise, Idaho. So that was the reason for that timing. But we're also going to be doing some stuff. We've got some great Bigfoot stuff coming up. We are headed. Kept that. Yeah. We are actually headed to the Wisconsin Cryptid and Anomalies and Paranormal Convention. That's a lot of words.
We call it CapCon for short.
Capcom, yeah. In May 9th through the 11th. And so we're going to be there. We're going to be hanging out with Friday night. There's a VIP dinner and a Bigfoot outing hike thing we're going to be a part of. And then, what do you do? And
Here's the weird, we live in Texas, the land of the weird bugs.
Okay.
He looked like he was struggling. I put him out of his misery. I
Anyway.
usually put him in a cup and take him outside.
Yeah.
It's a little sketchy that
But
one.
then I'll be speaking Saturday, the 10th, at the convention center in Appleton, Wisconsin. It's at the DoubleTree. That QR code, or you can look up the Cryptid Anomalies Paranormal Convention website and get. And then the next day, we are actually doing a ghost hunt, which I have done before, actually.
Yep.
But we're going to be, because this is one of those everything cons, so we're going to give that a shot. And then later on, our good friend Lee, who is in the chat here, is we're going to do an outing for the Fallen Outdoors. We've got 13 veterans already signed up for that. And thank Lee for doing all the boots on the ground stuff there. She is tearing it up. So we've got 13 registered. She's even got swag for them. That'll be new. Never done that before, but so that's awesome. So we're gonna get that all figured out.
And she's reminding everyone that if you want to hear Scott talk, you can buy a virtual ticket to CapCon for $5.
For $5, yeah. If you can't,
get him his favorite coffee for $5.
Yeah, if you can't get to the convention, there are virtual tickets you can buy and watch me talk, see what I actually say on stage. So you can do that. So
now Trackway's here. Welcome, Trackway.
Yep. So there's that stuff. So now, basically, technically,
Mike Prime from Facebook is saying that he hears the southern boogers aren't very nice. You heard
correctly. Yeah.
And with sketchy weird bugs, who can blame them?
Yeah. And alligators.
What if we had an alligator off? Gator off.
Gator off.
Instead of Gatorade, Gator off.
Yeah. Yeah. So actually, this lake we live on now is supposed to have 400 alligators in it. I have not seen one. We've heard that, weird alligator sound. But we're getting into springtime here where we could run across those mounds they build on the shore and then lay their eggs in. So we're going to keep an eye out for that. And grumpy squatches. Because we're in the south.
Grumpier than this squatch.
Yeah. So
Keep Daisy. You know what? Daisy talks big and she barks big.
yeah.
She's kind of a chicken.
Yeah.
You should see how she responds to cows.
she don't yeah, she don't herd cows. Cows herd Daisy. Yeah.
Yep.
So
So
yeah, Scott, you're right.
Gator
the
off.
Gator Off is 45 ACP, and I just happen to have one. Yep.
okay. Well, are you gonna get
Absolutely.
all right. So, well, no, so question. Why did we choose this place, this area? What's after this year?
What do you mean, what's after this year?
Well, we're here for a year.
She's sending me down a trail. I don't know where she's going.
So, all right, I'll just say it. We've been digital professional nomads for 5 years, and after 5 years, we are ready to put down some roots.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I know where you're going now.
So we'll go there.
All right. Yeah. So during the next year, which is kind of weird, we actually have to spend squirrel. We actually technically the rules are we can't stay in this campsite the whole year. There's what,
because then it would be an RV park.
there
and
would
not
be
a
an RV
campground.
park. So technically they said we actually have to be out of the park. Was it
5 months.
5 months? So which is no big deal. I mean, we could drive and spend 3 weeks at
on the Gulf of America.
On the Gulf of America, right down the road here. No problem. And we're going to be gone that much anyway, because, going to Oregon, Idaho, and going up to Wisconsin and stuff. So the time we're out doing Bigfoot festivals and stuff like that will constitute our time that we can't be here. But we could leave our trailer here. We just can't be here. And the silly thing is, they said something about the sewer and the amount of people. I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, so what we're doing is while we're here, we are going to be looking for property in this area. I really fell in love with the Emory, Texas area. Love the people here. Love the small town, but they do have everything we need here. It's great. And believe it or not, property prices in Texas aren't horrible. I've seen worse.
At least not based on what we're used to.
Yeah. So,
I mean, in Baker City, you spend $500 and you might get a corner lot with a house on it, maybe.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Anyway,
I know.
Here, $500,000, you get freaking
40 acres.
I was gonna say you get JR's ranch.
Yeah. In fact, we found a couple that weren't priced bad. 40 acres in a house. So, and that's another reason we're going to do this, because if you haven't been watching the survival videos, you should. So, if once we find some property, I'll be able to set up like a survival camp and actually do hands-on training with people in our videos, and hopefully we'll find a place where there's some squatches on the property too. So that's
what Katie's in charge of.
Yep.
She's our property scout.
Yep.
From
afar. Yeah. So that's what we're shooting for.
Is to make this not just temporary home base, but home base.
Home base. So I need to learn how to say y'all more often.
Just rolls off my tongue.
Hannah's already talking like the locals. So
all right. So what else are we doing tonight?
All right. Dale
says
good luck. Thanks,
Dale. Thanks, Dale, who's lived in the same house since like he graduated from high school.
Oh, we love you, brother.
Yeah, we miss you so much.
You guys so much. Yeah.
So I don't know. We've actually we have lived in this camper longer than we have ever lived
Actually,
in a
that's true.
single
I
house
was
since we got married.
Yeah.
I don't even think you lived in a house that long in your previous marriage.
Oh no, but I was in the military, so we moved all the time.
I know, but
so,
even before that,
yeah,
I mean,
not that. No, not
we
really.
we are not root down kind of people. Do you need a bigger belt buckle? I got your grandpa's belt buckle in there.
Yeah, yeah. My grandfather was a rodeo guy. He used to ride saddle bronc horses in rodeos. I don't even think they do that anymore. I don't think saddle bronc's a thing. But back in the day, yeah, I got some of his belt buckles there, buddy. Yep. So,
So, what else, Mr. Man?
Mr. Man. So, um, yeah, we're just kind of ranting tonight. But anyway, so
Rambling. We're not ranting.
so that's what's up with Squatch America. We're kind of
We're pivoting.
we're pivoting a little bit. We've got some great stuff coming up. We're launching the bug spray, but we're also launching some other products that
And Wild Squatch Wellness is still building and growing. I'm going to have my first paid wellness course offering hopefully up by the end of the month.
Yeah.
And
does Renee said yes, it is. There is such thing as saddle bronc. She would know. She's in like the rodeo capital of Oregon. Maybe even at least in
Pendleton, isn't Pendleton the
Pendleton.
biggest?
The Pendleton Roundup is huge.
Mhm.
So
So
yep.
so anyway, yep, I've got my first. He doesn't even know about this. He can't keep up with all my creativity. But I've got my first paid course offering on my in my Wild Squatch Wellness business, which will be all about healing your mitochondria.
Those aren't real words, but that's okay.
Basically healing yourself from the inside out rather than the outside in, the natural way, the way it does it. Anyway, and
All right, and another thing we're going to do.
That was a blip.
blip. We did a video that I talked about that I've just recently been diagnosed with RA, rheumatoid arthritis, which isn't fun. Put it that way. There's there's things that they're there. Yeah. I'm used to, get off your ass, soldier, and keep working. But
There are days.
there's days that my joints just don't bend anymore. So, one of the things I wanted to do, and I explained about this, is since we're going to be able to, yeah, Renee said it's painful. It is. So there's like flare-ups and then it goes away. It's a genetic thing. Thanks, Grandpa. But I'm gonna be doing some more in-depth videos, and that's what I'm really excited for. Really, I want to do. So we've been doing like our Bigfoot Mythbusters videos and stuff like that, but I want to get in depth with some of the stuff I've learned over the years. And what I want to do is we're going to be doing like hour-long documentaries, full-on video style, movie style documentaries on Bigfoot topics.
And the other thing that while we were super and we had every reason to be super excited about our adventure, but the big drawback of Squatch America's current model is that when you're in a place for only 3 weeks, you don't have time to get to know the community, you don't have time to connect with people, and you don't have time to really go out and investigate.
Exactly.
You might have, hey, yeah, I got 2 days left before we leave. And occasionally,
can we sit down and talk,
for 45 minutes?
For 45 minutes, yeah.
And we've gotten some good reports. We've had great conversations, but we haven't really been able to dedicate. People always ask us, when are you actually going to go out and stay in the woods? It's like, well, we only got 3 weeks, and where do you go? And it takes longer than that to really get that kind of information. So regardless of what you saw on Finding Bigfoot, it takes longer than that to really get established.
Well, they had a whole team of scouts that scout that stuff before they even went there,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And another thing we want to do too is be able to, instead of like having to drive every 3 weeks and then figure out where we're going to go and kind of work our way somewhere. One of the things we want to do is like Scott Goble's got a hot spot that we love, and we've been there many times.
We've got a hot spot.
We've
that
got
we
a hot
love.
we got a hot spot
In
that
Oregon.
in Oregon. And what we want to do is actually make some concrete plans to be able to leave here. We're going to go there. We're going to stay there for X amount of days. We're going to do this research, and then we'll be able to come back and get back into doing whatever we're doing. And then we'll make a plan to go, here to another place. And we'll be able to set up times with people where we're not just spending, I've got 3 weeks. I'm going to say we're going to plan to go there. That's why we picked kind of the central part of the United States here in Texas, so we can go either direction. So we're not driving, the
coast
to coast to do this stuff. So oh, that was a longer blip.
You're starting to sweat there.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, we're kicked. But what we're going to be able to do is say, hey, we're going to come, we're going to set up, we're going to stay there for in that area. We're going to go do research for 2 weeks, or whatever we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and how are we going to do all this? We don't know. We don't know any of the logistics right now.
Yeah.
But this is, planting ourselves here. It was a big leap of faith.
Mm-hmm.
The last time we took a leap of faith like this was in April of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And and literally by like September of 2020, we didn't know where the next dime was coming from. And then we got it. And so, we've taken a lot of faith leaps, and somehow they've all worked out.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough. So good night, Dale. Yes, you do have to go in early to plow. Thanks for coming in and give Denise our much love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's Mr. Plowman. There's snowing in Maine still, so.
So what else? We got 15 minutes here.
Okay, so any questions for us from you guys? Any ideas? I know Scott's saying getting ready to in our playground. That's what we call it up there in the little spot in Oregon. It's the Bigfoot playground.
That's because they got little
Because there's squatchlings there. Yeah, we've found what we think there's 2. There's a mom and dad and 2 kids, and they're growing fast over the last 4 years.
They do that. They keep feeding them and they keep growing.
Yeah.
It's like having little, like your little kid feet that you take the prints of every year, and they just get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm. And we've been doing that. We've been documenting their little footprints growing for 4 years now. So that's kind of fun. Anyway, I'm looking in the chat, and 1 foot a year.
Probably. Height-wise, yeah.
Maybe height-wise, yeah. Foot length, yeah. He put height, yeah. Pretty much that. We haven't laid eyes. We've laid eyes on one of them.
The male.
The male, the big daddy.
See the one that pushed the tree down?
I don't know, but it might have been. I don't know. We've laid eyes on one of them. At least Scott has. Well, actually, he saw 2 of them, but he got photos of one.
That was a big black one, right?
Yeah. And then, but we do find their footprints, and it went from 6 inches to 8 inches to.
I thought it started at 4 inches.
No, it started at
4 inches. The baby.
The baby started at 4. I think it was. I don't
Yeah.
know. I have to go back and look, but we did. We've been finding that the footprint has been growing about 2 inches a year.
Ock, you're so funny.
Yeah.
Yes, 28 years. Wow. We say that all the time.
What?
Cindy Goodwin said 28 years.
Yeah.
I said, yep,
Yep.
that's us. 28 years.
Yep.
28 years in August.
In August.
I haven't killed him. He hasn't divorced me.
Right.
So, you know.
So one of the things we haven't done, though, that's going to be an experience is spending summertime in Texas. I hear it's a little different.
So at this point, our plan is to leave at the end of April, beginning of May. We won't be back until our anniversary in August. So we'll be spending the whole latter part of the summer. The whole latter part of the summer here.
Yeah, I like that thought. 8 years, that sounds about right, actually.
Yeah, but we were prepared because we bought Bucky's swimsuits. Probably the biggest waste of $40 ever, but there we are.
I am completely into Bucky's. If you don't know what a Bucky's is,
Look it up.
Look it up. I'm sorry. But every chance we get, we go to Bucky's. Yeah, summer in Texas. Well, you know, I was stationed when I was in the military. I was actually stationed twice in Fort Benning, Georgia. So I'm not, you know, I'm a little experienced at the summertime in the South. So,
and we did spend a lot of years in Central California.
yeah.
And although it's not nearly as humid, there were days when it was 130 degrees in the shade. So we are no strangers to heat.
Yeah. So.
And if you recall, Maine wasn't, you know, over 100 degrees, but it was humid.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're not strangers to humidity either. It's just like the cross section of the two.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scott M wants to know who doesn't have a Bucky swimsuit. Well, I hadn't until yesterday.
Everybody's got to have a Bucky's swimsuit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something else I found out about Bucky's, so little weird Bucky's trivia, is each Bucky's store has a set of unique t-shirts. Oh, she's wearing a Bucky t-shirt. Yeah. Each Bucky's store has a set of unique t-shirts that's only available at that store. This is a little known fact. So if you want to drive around the South and collect all the Bucky t-shirts,
You could do that for your whole life and not come
yeah,
off. Because they change every month.
Every year.
Well,
They
they're
change
seasonal.
Yeah.
So you're getting a different. So because I picked this up like a few months ago in like I don't know what February. I picked this up in February. If I go to their next February, it'll be a different one. So Scott says we trade Bucky's apparel at Christmas time. I know. So my favorite, I would say my current favorite comedian is Kayvon, but my favorite Southern comedian is Matt Mitchell, and he's got some great Bucky sketches.
Yeah,
he's from Alabama.
Yeah.
So anyway, look up Matt Mitchell on YouTube. You'll just die. Yeah, Scott says the sandwich isn't to die for. I've never had the sandwich because I'm gluten-free. And they honestly have a hard time meeting my dietary requirements there, but I can get a decent salad. I tell you what, for salad.
Actually they're known for their brisket.
And I actually, better than Bucky's, I like TXB stops because they've got a killer selection of salads.
Yeah. Hey, Ray. Nice to see you,
Ray.
buddy.
Yes. What is happening on your screen?
I don't know. This is all my exes live in Texas.
Yeah. Cindy says, thank you for doing this for the vets.
Oh, no problem. In fact, we another thing we want to do is go to another thing we can do, well, since we're here and we'll have more time here, be able to find a good spot here in Texas that we can do another vet outing sometime here locally in this area.
And
And I'll be see, and that was another problem, us moving every 3 weeks. I was having a hard time trying to find places and time to set up a veterans outing. You know, we take vets out Bigfooting as part of the Fallen Outdoors.
it takes long.
It takes longer to 3 weeks to get that set up, you know.
And ask us how we know that.
Yeah, because we've tried.
Yeah, we can't make it work. Mark says that we are. Yes. We should go see him.
Yeah, we should. Yep. He's in Kemp. It's just
So-
not too far from here.
And speaking of the vets, I wanted to helicopter.
Hog hunts.
Oh, there's nothing I like more than a wild pig.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's wild pigs here.
Yum, yum, yum. I did want to mention everyone again. This is a reminder that that your YouTube memberships and your super chats, your Patreon support, all of that helps us do this. And we had someone reach out to us today or a few days ago and ask, is there a way I can send you money where, you know, YouTube won't take most of it? And can accept money through PayPal. We actually can do bank to bank transfer. If some of you are more comfortable contributing like that, you can just email us squatchamerica@gmail.com and we will send you the details. But for some people, they don't want to contribute to YouTube, and I can't say I blame them. And they don't want to contribute to Patreon, and I can't say I blame them, because I know right now if you are using the Patreon app on Apple, like your iPhone, they just hiked your prices 30%. Only Apple users, but still, it's like, what? So we are not going to Salt Fork because we will be on our way to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So,
But that's awesome. Yeah. And yeah, Cindy, who also lives right down the road, said she went to Falk and Davy Crockett National Forest. Yeah,
we need to check out Davy Crockett.
Yeah, we haven't been to Davy Crockett. We've been to Sam Houston, which is just a little bit south of us here. And we've done some investigations there in Sam Houston. And we've been to Falk. In fact, I got a good friend that lives in Falk too that we can go hang out with. Keith Crabtree lives there in Falk.
Yeah.
Well, he actually lives in Texarkana.
And Todd Neese is up in Arkansas.
Oh yeah,
now,
and just north of us here, yeah, about a couple hundred miles, Todd Neese just moved to Arkansas. So that's another good friend of ours. So
yeah. Ray Harwood, freeze frame? No, this is called Starlink not linking.
Yeah.
So it's beyond our control.
Yeah, we got a thunderstorm happening, plus leaves, wind.
We're in the
trees.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're working on getting a longer extension cord so I can get my dish out from under the trees. So.
All right. Well, we are at 5 minutes till the top of the hour. And Scott says, I just went to West Bend, Wisconsin last week to buy a pipe bender. I had no idea they had all those Dogman Bigfoot sightings. Oh, you have got to check out Barnaby Jones, because all of his research is in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So go look up Barnaby Jones.
There you go.
There you go, Barnaby. I don't know if you're listening. Probably not. He's probably at work right now.
Yeah. So anyway, anywho, we got 5 minutes. Any last thoughts? Any thoughts at all?
I think I blanked out there for a minute.
Bueller.
It's like I just went poof, gone. And then I came back online. I did have a bit of a freeze frame moment there.
Yeah.
Actually, it's getting close to my bedtime. I did not sleep well last night. The storm was so bad, and
yeah, that's the one bad thing living here on this lake is there are some really fun windstorms here. I mean, 60-mile-an-hour winds happen quite often here. So
Yeah. You're getting lots of love from Scott. Daisy loves the lake.
yes.
I try to keep her out of it because she wants to and wallow and everything.
Yeah. She likes the water.
Yeah, she loves the water. Yeah.
How many
And-
species of Bigfoot? There's a question I'm going to answer. How many
Knock
species?
yourself out, Dr. Scott.
I don't think they're to be. I don't think that word is the right word. I wouldn't say species.
Varieties.
I would say varieties or types. I think it's just like people. We have different races of humans, but they're all humans. They all have the same anatomy. They have the same blood types.
We're not even different races. We have different skin colors.
Yeah.
It's not even a different race.
Yeah, I guess technically verbiage, words, but I think they do have different types of Bigfoot. Technically, they're probably all the same, but there's different body shapes, body sizes, colors,
Temperaments, personalities.
stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yes, and different diets, absolutely. And it's true, you are what you eat. And so
Bigfoot in different regions with different food sources will look different.
And the other thing that honestly that we've heard down here is they tend to be shorter.
Oops, wrong button. What?
They tend to be shorter in the south.
Yeah. They tend to be shorter than the ones up north.
They grow them tall up north.
Yeah. But they seem to be more aggressive down here too. So.
Because weird, creepy bugs.
Yeah.
Things that bite.
Yeah, if you have to fend off alligators every day. So.
Well, it's that time.
Anything
folks.
else?
No, it's that time.
I'm just checking for any.
Stacy says she's happy as heck for us and best for the RA adventures. I have got him working with so many different natural protocols.
Yeah, we're doing stuff.
Yeah, and he does have good days and bad days, but golden sheets or for MCT oil, powdered MCT oil, and I keep trying to explain to him that if he would get a dog for a walk with me 4 times a day, that would help.
That would help. Oh, one other thing I wanted to throw out there, something we hadn't talked about, that in late, this is 92. In 3 or 4 weeks, we'll start posting here shortly. We're going to have our 200th.
This is 196.
Yeah.
We're closing in on 200 episodes.
200 episodes of this show right here. So we're going to have a big brouhaha for our 200th episode. So stay tuned for that coming up.
All right. Well, as always, thank you so much for hanging out for us. Some of you were not surprised by our news tonight, but it gave us some content.
Yeah.
What are we doing next week?
Stuff and things. No, actually, we're going to do some, we're going to talk about the Bigfoot reports in this area.
Okay.
My favorite thing.
All right. So please like and subscribe, share this with your friends. We are up to, oh, darn it. We are up to actually almost 3,400 subscribers. So
like and subscribe,
share, and remember, as always, our job, you ready, is to investigate the unexplained.
Not to explain uninvestigated. I threw her off because I was ready.
So you keep watching.
And we'll keep squatching.
Now, go out and find
Bigfoot. We love you guys. Thanks. Bye.
That damn Sasquatch.
They're squatching, they're searching, they're cracking some jokes. It's Scott and Hannah, your Bigfoot folks. From campground to forest, they're keeping it real. It's Squatch America Lab. What's the Bigfoot.